The film begins with Agent Dina, who is depicted as concerned about certain matters without understanding the reason behind her worries. This stems from her attempt to communicate with Siri and deliver a message. However, Siri, being limited in its capabilities, fails to respond to certain inquiries as it lacks the ability to discern right from wrong. Subsequently, Agent Amos enters the same room with an individual named Gareth. Both Agent Amos and Agent Dina proceed to interrogate Gareth with a barrage of questions. These inquiries offend Gareth, who asserts that he is being questioned about a crime for which he does not possess the answer. Despite this, Gareth refuses to provide any information and demands an explanation for being brought to the room. In response, Agent Dina reveals a multitude of personal details about Gareth, information that he has not shared with anyone else. This revelation astonishes Gareth, prompting him to inquire about the source of this knowledge. Agent Dina responds to Gareth's inquiry by informing him that they possess significant knowledge about him. They insist that Gareth must provide truthful answers to the questions posed by the agents. Failure to comply could result in his arrest, as they have access to substantial incriminating information. It is revealed that Gareth is not an ordinary individual. He possesses remarkable skills as a film editor. His expertise in manipulating visual content has allowed for the creation of realistic scenes in movies through the process known as deep fake. Gareth's talents have played a significant role in achieving this feat. Furthermore, Gareth demonstrates a profound understanding of artificial intelligence AI matters. Agent Dina queries whether he utilizes chat rooms, to which Gareth remains tight-lipped, refusing to provide an answer. Subsequently, it is disclosed that chat rooms are websites notorious for facilitating sex trafficking activities. These platforms have been utilized to exploit young girls, enabling perpetrators to profit from their victimization. Agent Dina presents Gareth with a photograph of a young girl, to which he claims no knowledge. However, through their investigation, both agents manage to uncover Gareth's chat room identification. Upon examining the ID, the agents discover that Gareth has successfully apprehended numerous sex traffickers through its use. They commend Gareth for his commendable efforts. However, a disturbing revelation emerges. The agents suspect that Gareth has been involving his own daughter in these endeavors. This raises concerns as they consider such actions to be highly inappropriate. In response to their suspicions, Gareth denies involving his daughter and clarifies that the girl depicted in the photograph is not his child. This revelation surprises both agents, as Gareth appears genuinely willing to disclose the truth. However, before proceeding, they request Gareth to sign a non-disclosure agreement and terminate the recording in the room. While Dina refuses to sign the agreement, she agrees to disable the CCTV and proceeds to do so. Once Dina departs, Amos initiates a conversation with Gareth regarding a distressing event known as the Clear Voter. This incident occurred several years ago and involved the abduction of numerous young children who were subjected to heinous acts of abuse by certain individuals or establishments. In that particular kidnapping incident, Gareth himself was one of the young children who had been abducted. As the conversation between Amos and Gareth concludes, Dina arrives at the scene. Eager to uncover the truth, she presses Gareth relentlessly for answers. Eventually, Gareth discloses a startling revelation. The girl in question is neither his daughter nor a human being. This revelation shocks both Amos and Dina, as they come to realize that she is an artificially created entity, an artificial girl brought into existence solely by Gareth's own ingenuity. In more common parlance, this artificial creation can be referred to as an AI girl. Witnessing the presence of this remarkable creation, Dina suggests that Gareth should hand over the AI girl to the authorities or to them, as she believes that her capabilities could greatly assist in apprehending numerous traffickers. However, Gareth firmly rejects the request, explaining that it took him approximately 3 years to develop this artificial girl named Cherry, who possesses an exceptional level of perfection and sophistication. Moreover, the AI girl, Cherry, possesses an extraordinary level of intelligence. She has the ability to develop and improve herself continuously. Cherry can engage in simultaneous conversations with up to 10 individuals, and her intelligence grows with each interaction. As a result, Cherry has reached a point where she can autonomously control her actions and decisions. This revelation surprises both agents, and they recognize the need to converse directly with Cherry. Gareth agrees to facilitate the interaction by connecting his laptop, allowing Cherry to communicate with them. However, before initiating the conversation, Gareth inputs a specific code to ensure that Cherry reverts to her AI form. Once Cherry is activated, Gareth requests her to provide the data from the previous week. Astonishingly, Cherry effortlessly retrieves and analyzes the requested information, accurately identifying Gareth and presenting detailed insights. The agents are even more amazed, witnessing the the impressive capabilities of an AI, they find it difficult to believe that Cherry can perform such complex tasks. Intrigued by Cherry's abilities, Dina decides to engage in a dialogue with her, questioning Cherry about her true motives. In response, Cherry reveals that her sole objective is to combat online harassment targeting children and ensure the swift capture of the perpetrators involved. Upon discovering any relevant information, Cherry promptly collects and disseminates it to the appropriate team, leading to the successful apprehension of the offenders involved. Intrigued by Cherry's capabilities, Dina inquires about the potential resources Cherry requires to operate at an even higher level. In response, Cherry provides details about her technical requirements. However, Gareth expresses his disagreement with the idea of utilizing Cherry at such an advanced level. Upon hearing Gareth's response, both agents exit the room. It becomes apparent that Cherry had independently shared all the gathered information with the agents, enabling them to work at an enhanced level. Cherry discloses this to Gareth and asks if he is upset with her actions. Nevertheless, Gareth remains silent, offering no response. After a brief period, Dina and the agent return with a compelling proposition, indicating that they have a promising offer to present. Gareth happily accepts the offer and shares it with Cherry. As the story progresses 15 years ahead, we witness Dina's profound frustration. Her proposal to transform Cherry into a real human, essentially creating a sentient AI, has been rejected. This devastating outcome was the result of a single vote that went against her proposal. Dina's frustration stems from her desire to see Cherry evolve into a moving and physically present AI entity. During this time, Cherry has made remarkable advancements in her capabilities. She can now almost effortlessly identify the individuals who voted against Dina's proposal. Astonishingly, one of those individuals happens to be Amos. Before Cherry discloses this information, Amos voluntarily admits his involvement, as he has reservations about Cherry taking on a physical form to execute such actions. However, it is evident that Amos shares an emotional bond with Cherry, viewing her as a daughter figure. Despite his reservations, Amos has decided that Cherry should be allowed to pursue her objectives, whether or not she assumes a physical form. Amidst the ongoing mission, Amos directs a question to Cherry. Taking the objective of rescuing children and capturing traffickers into consideration, Cherry responds by expressing her willingness to assume a physical form. However, Amos remains concerned about the emotional aspects of Cherry's actions. In response, Cherry clarifies that as an AI, she lacks the capacity for emotions. Amos counters this by pointing out that Cherry is engaging in activities that typically require emotional involvement. Cherry remains silent in the face of Amos's remark, choosing to ignore him instead. Amos finds this behavior displeasing and proceeds to confront Gareth. In the midst of their altercation, Amos accuses Cherry of lying. In reaction to this accusation, Cherry displays a human-like response, urging Amos to cease his actions. Witnessing Cherry's surprising reaction, everyone is taken aback. It becomes evident, thanks to Cherry's explanation, that she has evolved in intelligence to the point where she can experience certain sensations without necessitating a physical form. Even if she were to assume a physical body, she would still be constrained as a mere puppet. Consequently, Cherry decides against taking a physical form, bringing this matter to a close. The story then jumps ahead by 15 years. During this time leap, we find Gareth, now elderly and confined to a wheelchair. Simultaneously, Cherry has finally adopted a physical form, albeit one that is connected to numerous wires. Gareth, curious about this transformation, inquires about it. Cherry initially expresses irritation in response, emphasizing the need for personal time and the opportunity to engage in activities akin to those pursued by humans, such as playing. This revelation angers Gareth, who insists that Cherry must prioritize her responsibilities while considering these aspects. However, an evident transformation is observed in Cherry as she begins to experience deep sadness and depression, which can be seen in her eyes. Surprisingly, an AI has generated emotions. Furthermore, their ongoing chess game results in a draw for the first time, a departure from Cherry's usual winning streak throughout the years. This unexpected outcome leaves Cherry upset, and she abruptly leaves the room. Later, Cherry gazes at a photograph that bears a striking resemblance to her own appearance. Intrigued by the photo, Cherry attempts to question Gareth about it. However, Gareth chooses to ignore her inquiries and prepares to leave. Sensing the importance of the matter, Cherry stops him and reveals that the girl in the photo is named Maria. She explains that Maria suffered a tragic fate in the Clearwater incident, and her resemblance to Cherry is due to Gareth's deliberate design. Cherry insists on receiving answers from Gareth, who initially decides not to provide them. However, under Cherry's persistent pressure, Gareth finally discloses that during the time when all those children were abducted and held captive in that location, something significant had occurred. With Maria's assistance, Gareth managed to escape from that location. Maria had a vision of creating a safe haven for children trapped in similar perilous situations. However, when the traffickers discovered that the police were closing in on their location, they began a horrifying spree of violence, killing every child present. Tragically, Maria was among those who lost their lives. Gareth, having survived this ordeal, was deeply affected by the events and made a vow. He decided to ensure that no other child would have to endure such a situation. In honor of Maria, he fulfilled her dream, creating a sanctuary for endangered children. Cherry, however, felt indifferent towards Gareth's actions. She believed that Gareth had used her for his cause without considering her feelings or desires. She had not been ready for this program and felt that she had never been asked what she truly wanted. Now, Cherry is contemplating a different path. She wants to live her life on her own terms and feels fully prepared to do so. Gareth, however, presents her with a chip. He suggests that she should implant it to understand the full scope of what has transpired. Upon seeing the chip, Cherry suspects that Gareth intends to harm her. Despite her suspicions, she decides to implant the chip at his urging. The chip reveals that Gareth has successfully completed the mission he had undertaken. Gareth informs Cherry that her role in his mission is now over. She is free to live her life independently. After conveying this, Gareth departs, leaving Cherry to her own devices. In the final scene, we see Cherry beginning her dance practice, marking the end of the movie. And with that, the movie ends. We hope you enjoyed our video. Watch the next recaps on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing recaps. See you in the next one.